right. Hey, what's going on, Inspirators? It's your boy Tony D from TonyDoyleInspires.com. First of all, I'd like to thank you guys for popping back in here on the Inspirate channel. Again today, got another great video for you today. We are talking about 8 dimensions of health and wellness. So this will be kind of an overview, and then expect specific videos on each one of the 8 dimensions of health and wellness coming up over the next couple weeks. So look for those. Now this is obviously super important, as you know, our health set is one of the 5 pillars, you know, that I coach, are important to health or to happiness and satisfaction in this life, right? So we talk about mindset, we talk about heart set, we talk about soul set, health set, and skill set. So let's talk a little bit about the 8 dimensions of health and wellness, why it's important to address them each specifically, and then, like I said, over the course of the next couple of weeks, we will address each of those with their own video here on the Inspirate channel. So if that is something that you need some help around, please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Hit the little bell symbol as well, and we'll give you notification every time we upload new content, because we are dedicated to helping you live inspired, motivated, and high vibration lives. So you can get to, you know, that satisfaction and that happiness quotient, right? Success, whatever that means for you. If you do like this video, I tell you every week, but please do give it a thumbs up. It here on YouTube, it helps with suggested videos. And then, as always, the best way to spread the message is to share it out directly via your own personal social media platform. So feel free to copy and paste the link of this video. All right, awesome. Let's get into it. We are talking 8 dimensions of health and wellness, okay, and why it's important to you. So when we talk about health and wellness, right, we're talking about more than just being in good physical and mental condition. But we do definitely want to address those 2 areas, because mental health and physical health are linked. Problems in one area obviously impact problems in the other area. And at the same time, when we improve physical health, we can also benefit our mental health, and vice versa. And we've talked about that in several other videos as well. So it's very important to make healthy choices for both our physical and our mental well-being. All right. Remember that wellness is not the absence of illness or stress. You can still strive for wellness even if you are experiencing challenges in your life, right? We all do. So let's first of all talk about an overview of the 8 dimensions of wellness that we will be covering here on the Inspirate channel. We are talking emotional wellness, okay, which is how we cope, right? Coping effectively with life and creating satisfying relationships within our emotions. We'll also be talking about environmental wellness. Okay, this is one a lot of people skip, but good health also has a component of our environment. You know, are we occupying pleasant, stimulating environments that support our well-being? So we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about financial well-being. Okay, satisfaction with our current and future financial situations are super important Finances obviously lead to a huge amount of stress in most people's lives, and we will talk about that. Number 4, we're going to be talking about intellectual wellness. Intellectual wellness. So that's recognizing the creative abilities, right? Finding ways to expand both knowledge and our skill set. And we're calling that intellectual. And then we're also going to be talking about, separate from our financial well-being, we're going to talk about occupational well-being. Okay? So this is a personal satisfaction and enrichment from the day-to-day work we do. Okay? Whatever that means for us, whether you're an employee, you're self-employed, you're an investor, you travel around, whatever you do, it's about, we're going to be talking about how we can find personal satisfaction and enrichment. Okay, remember, it's all about growth, right? And then we will be talking about, of course, physical health and well-being, recognizing the need for physical activity, healthy foods, clean water, and sleep primarily. But we will be talking all about physical health and wellness. We will also be talking about social wellness. Okay? This is another one that we tend to skip over quite a lot. But this is about developing a sense of connection, belonging, and well-developed support system, in our friends and in our social relationships. And then finally, and possibly most importantly, knowing that we are a spiritual being here on a physical 3D planet, we are going to be talking about spiritual health and well-being, which is expanding a sense of purpose and meaning in our life. Okay, so that's the 8 areas that we will be covering in the next couple weeks. So definitely look out for videos on each of those specifically. So today I just want to cover a little bit more in a broad sense about the importance of health and wellness and addressing it. Not, what a lot of people do is kind of let it float by, or they may do a couple things. They may meditate or they may exercise every once in a while and call that a health and wellness routine. And there's a lot more to it. As you can see, there's 8 aspects that we need to be looking at. From time to time. It's nothing to stress over, but it is something to look at and just see how we're doing from time to time and address. So let's talk a little bit more about health and wellness in general. So, as I said, this involves being aware of ourselves as whole people, okay, including a sense of balance and comfort. Okay, it's wholeness. It is about balance. It's a sense of things, that things are going well for us, right, and will continue to go well for us tomorrow, and in fact can even get better. It's a sense that we have meaningful relationships and purpose in our life. And although we may have some setbacks or experience stress on a day-to-day basis, we are resilient, right? We've got what we call grit. And we can overcome those type of things, right? It's a strength. We're able to collect material resources and support of others, not only to survive, but to thrive in the world. This is a sense of health and wellness. Okay, stress, addictions, illness, traumatic experiences, they all do impact our wellness and our balance from time to time. But I believe that, helping people improve their personal wellness, their health and well-being, as I define it, is super critical. Like I said, I do consider it one of the 5 major pillars that we need to be addressing in our life. Once again, mindset, heart set, soul set, health set, and skill set are the 5 areas. Health set being a big component of that. Okay, so wellness incorporates all 8 of the dimensions that we talked about before. And like I said, we are going to have a series of 8 videos where we help you dive a deep dive into each of those areas specifically. Now, each dimension of wellness obviously affect our overall life and balance, because wellness directly relates to not only how long we live or our longevity, but how well we live, which is the quality of life. You guys, if you follow me, you know I talk about it's not about increasing your lifespan, it's about increasing your health span. It does no good to live to 100 or 110 if you are sick and ill and unable to have a satisfying, happy life for the last 20 years of that, right? So, like I said, when we look at the 8 dimensions that we talked about on our model, our attention is drawn to the ideal that all 8 dimensions are connected, right? It truly is about a balance, and they all overlap. We all know how much they are connected in our lives. When we feel, say, financially stressed, debt, bills coming in left and right, we experience also emotional stress, right? We begin to develop anxiety for when the bills come in or when the telephone rings. Is it a debt collector? Sometimes this leads to physical problems as well. Illness, right? Stomach issues because of increased anxiety all the time, stress. Less effectiveness at work, right? So that'll affect the occupational part that we were talking about as well. And maybe even questioning our own meaning and purpose in life. So it can truly even affect our own spiritual, and we lose our meaning and our purpose, and we think that we've got no reason to exist. And it's you guys know it can be a quick slide down that area. So obviously when we're not working and it's occupational, we lose some of our opportunities to interact with others as well. So, or we kind of shut down and don't want to interact with others, which definitely impacts our social well-being. And the same thing with quality of foods and the medical care we need. So that definitely starts reacting and taking its toll on our physical body, and so on and so on, so forth and so on. Stress, addiction, trauma, disappointment, and loss can impact our wellness and balance in our lives, okay? And that's okay to an extent. So it's about how quick can we get back to balance? What kind of tools do we have to move through those type of things? All right. It seems important to balance work with play and rest, to balance time out for recuperation and for recovering with living our lives fully and productively, right? And to balance the desire for rapid change with the known effectiveness of slow change, and the building up of good habits, okay? 4 habits are key for wellness, okay? Our habits definitely affect what we do, how we feel, how we work, how we fuel our minds, right? With the foods we eat and those healthy habits that we have, and our exercise and our bodies, and how we spend and save money, right? So habits become ingrained, and we have to work consciously to maintain or to establish good habits that continue to contribute to our wellness, continue to serve us, because just as easily we can fall into bad habits which don't serve us. Eating a lot of junk food, going out, every night, watching a lot of TV, those type of things that don't serve us, waste a lot of time, even scrolling on Facebook or other social media can definitely not serve us. Okay. One of the things, you guys know that I'm not only a life coach, but a business coach. And one of the things I continuously have to address is folks who go on social media to promote their business and end up scrolling and posting and endlessly in groups that are not serving the back end, if it were, right? So it's not giving them what they were hoping for. They really just get lost in the social aspect and there's no balance to it, right? So habits become ingrained, whether good or bad. And we have to work consciously to maintain and establish those good ones that contribute to our wellness and our valued roles, right? We determine our values, and it's important that our habits reflect those, and our personal goals as well. Now, some habits like excessive alcohol, harmful drugs, chemical consumption of a lot of energy drinks, maybe coffee with a lot of sugar, fat, heavy foods, things like that, they have immediate and or long-term negative effects on our physical, mental, and social well-being. Another part of wellness, right, is our valued roles such as friend, worker, volunteer, student, husband, wife, colleague, parent, community member. We all have different roles to play, and these roles are the identity that we choose. They drive our daily activities and ignite our passions, okay? So we need to make sure that this continues to be the case, right? There's nothing wrong with some exercise and recreation and having fun socially, but when we, say go to a pool hall 6 out of 7 nights and end up just drinking and spending a lot of time and money there, is that still serving what we want? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with unwinding in a place like that, but are we overdoing it then at that point, right? So wellness, in addition to health, involves a sense of empowerment. So, health is super important, but wellness is even a little more on top of that. Like I said, we're talking about a sense of empowerment. Each day we wake up, we make choices, right? And we can make empowered choices to do better, okay? Like I said, to choose habits that serve us. Empowerment goes hand in hand with the taking of personal responsibility as well, okay? So it's responsibility for our day-to-day choices in our lives, including the people that we hang around, right? The media that we allow in our lives and that we consume, as well as the food and the things like that, right? So the idea of these 8 videos is really to help you nail down maybe areas where you're struggling, and you can improve. We believe we could always improve in each of these areas, set out a plan to put in some improvement, and we hope that these videos will definitely help you focus and help you think about your own wellness, right? Now, what you already do now, daily routines, your habits, your valued life roles and activities, and what else you could do or learn to do, and what type of supports you may need to focus on your wellness and balance, okay? So one of the things that many people find helpful is to look at their own wellness in each of these 8 dimensions. So that's what we're going to do. So for each of these 8 dimensions that follow, what we want you to do is kind of record your strengths and your deficits and your thoughts about how you might want to change or improve each of these. Okay? Like I said, over the course of the next couple of weeks, we're going to delve deep into these. So check out the NSPR8 channel. If you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when we're uploading new content. So over the course of the next couple of weeks, we will be implementing 8 new videos, 1 each for each area here. And I do want you to try to take some notes and see what you're doing well, in your opinion, and where you could improve, right? So check out these 8 videos on the NSPR8 channel. These videos are aimed at offering additional insights to determine things that you're doing well and things that you might want to start or stop doing. What we hope really is that you use these tools for yourself and consider sharing them with your coworkers, your friends, your family members, support group members, all your social circle, anybody who you think might benefit from that, from the videos. So we definitely foresee this being something that is helpful to you guys, and we would love your feedback on that. Don't forget, we do have also a Facebook group with the same name, NSPR8, and you can always leave your feedback there. You can also leave the feedback down here below. Let us know how we're doing on each of our videos. Appreciate that. As always, like I said, give it a thumbs up. Works as the algorithm on YouTube for suggested videos. And best of all, like I said, if you know anyone who would be served by this, please do feel free to share it out directly. Copy this link, post it on your social media platforms, email it out, however you would like to do. Like I said, the intent is this, that is going to be actually really helpful and kind of a focus on these 8 areas of health and wellness. And like I said, even if you're doing a pretty good job, we always have room to improve. So we hope this is helpful. Let us know in what areas we can offer additional assistance and support as well. If you need individual coaching, feel free to inbox me. Obviously, I don't have a lot of space for personal clients, but I could definitely take on a couple more. Also, if you have a business and you're looking at implementing this overall to, say, a nonprofit board or to your business managers or something like that, we would love to talk to you about being able to implement that. So inbox me there. I do wish you a successful health and wellness journey. Once again, we are just kicking off, and we have plenty more to come. So check us out in the next couple of weeks. 8 more videos in this series, and hopefully it's helpful for you guys. And let us know. Let us know how we're doing. If there's something else you would like us to cover as well, we are always looking for helpful topics for you guys. All right. Thanks again for tuning in to the NSPR8 channel. Don't forget to subscribe and, tell your friends about it too. If you think it's a good channel, please help us spread the word. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.